What's going on out there, everybody? This is your boy Marlon Ballard with the Love to Laugh podcast. I am joined by a legend in the game, man. This guy, we've seen him everywhere. We heard the songs, we heard everything, man. I want y'all to give it up for Stephen Russell of Truth, man. Give it up for him, man. He's a legend to me, man. Hey, thank y'all so much. Man, how you been doing, man? What you been doing during this quarantine, man?
Man, I've been doing good, man. I've been taking it easy. I've been living life slowly and on purpose. Just taking it easy, man. You know, no pressure. Just taking it day by day, man, and enjoying each moment for what it is, man.
I feel that, man. Are you getting antsy? Like, do you miss touring or anything?
The only time I get antsy is when I want to play golf or something. That's pretty much it. But other than that, you know, I create right here at home. I'm working on my new film, and I do all that stuff at home. So I'm pretty cool, man. I'm pretty relaxed, man. You know, I'm pretty easy, man. These fires has got it kind of funny out here right now,
Yeah,
though.
you out there in LA, right?
Yeah.
Man, and that's one thing I don't get about them fires. I'm like, man, they right next to the ocean. Why can't they just just?
Well, it's not that close. You
Oh, it's
know,
not
the
okay.
mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, the mountain ranges are not close to the ocean.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So
That's
it's
that
pretty
Cali
funny,
thing
man.
right there.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, man.
Oh man, that's like I said again, man. I really appreciate you doing this, man. I'm a fan of R&B. I love everything you've done, everything you've touched. I've done some research on you, so we gonna definitely make this do what it do. So
That's right.
originally, you're from Connecticut, right?
Yeah, I was born in Hartford, Connecticut. Yes, sir.
Man, so how much time did you spend there before you went out to Pasadena?
Well, only a couple years, man. I was only there until I was maybe 3, and after 3, we went to spend a short stint in Texas, in Amarillo, Texas, where my mother was from, and then we moved to California.
To Cali. Okay, so you Cali all the way. Like you ain't.
Yeah, Pasadena all day.
So once you go back to Connecticut, like you can't no longer say you're from Connecticut at all. You can't say
Not like that. Not like that.
Man, that's dope, bro. Because I lived up in that area. I lived in Maine for a little bit, so I know exactly what
Oh,
type of
okay.
area that was a military brat. So
Oh, God.
it's nothing but wildlife and
Yeah, it's beautiful up there, man.
quiet. It's very
Yep.
quiet. So
Yep.
what got you into singing R&B? Like what got you into doing that? Did you come up in the church like everybody else did, or what?
Yeah, well, I grew up in the church, but I wasn't a church kid per se. I didn't get my musical influences from church. I got, I was able to use church to stop me from being shy, but my musical influence was my mom, the music that she played around the house and, me imitating Michael Jackson when I was very young. All that stuff made me want to be a singer, you know.
And you were damn good at it, dude. Because hey, y'all's performances, man, like they made me tired watching them, man. I'm like, they gotta be tired. They gotta be all these backflips,
Right.
splits, and everything.
Yeah,
And y'all
man.
put your
It was
heart and
tough.
soul into the performances. Y'all did,
We did, man. We really, really did, man. Every time.
and y'all still do. Like I think
Yeah.
I caught y'all like 2 years ago when you came to Atlanta. I'm like, these dudes
Yeah.
are like they are still 25, like minus the
Yeah.
Jerry curl.
Exactly. And a little gray hair.
Man, and I did a poll on my Facebook. I'm like, y'all, I'm interviewing Stephen Russell. What you want me to ask him? And how does it feel like when you're mentioned with the R&B greats, and the first thing people ask is like, yo, them Jerry curls though. Like,
It's funny, it's part of our legacy. I mean, we didn't want to cut the Jerry curls. So, hey, it doesn't bother me at all, man. That we thought that the Jerry curls helped our performances and everything.
'cause I'm like, yo, these dudes have like some of the juiciest Jerry curls I've seen in my life. And they're dancing and nothing, like they ain't wiping their eye, they ain't doing nothing. They just
Oh,
getting
no.
it to spread
Oh,
my
no.
wings.
Oh, no, we wasn't greasy. It just looked like that.
It looked like it. Oh man, that and you're right. That went on with your legacy. So you say you started out in the church.
Yeah.
When did you know that you wanted to be like you wanted to be a recording artist? When did you realize that?
Once I was about 13, after I performed Michael Jackson a whole lot around my city and at different Air Force bases and stuff around California, and just getting the praise from the people, seeing how happy it made people feel. That's what made me want to, like, man, I could use some of this for myself. That's when I
Yeah.
first got the itch, when I saw all the praise that people gave me from emulating Michael Jackson.
And you are a Michael Jackson fan, like
Oh
you
man.
are. So go on, give it to me. Like,
Oh, man.
what's your favorite Michael Jackson album? What's your favorite, man?
My favorite two Michael Jackson albums, Off the Wall, Thriller, my favorites. Um, of course, uh, um, not bad. What's the one that Teddy did?
Dangerous.
Dangerous. Dangerous is one of my favorites, of course. Mike, just as a writer, just as an artist, as a businessman, he's like my idol all around, man. Him and Babyface. I got a few guys that I look up to, and Michael's definitely the main guy who set the tone for me, for sure.
See, I agree with you because I think like I definitely agree with your favorites. My favorite Mike album had to be Bad, man.
Yeah,
Bad
yeah.
was I can listen to
Can't
that
leave
without
bad
skipping
out.
nothing. Man,
You can't leave that out at all, man. Bad was a great album as well.
hey, and he had the curl too with the.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey man, y'all legends, bro. Y'all legends, man. So,
Man.
um, so y'all came out. What year did y'all come out? Like, I know, but let the people know. What year did y'all
Um,
get y'all's break?
our first single, Mamacita, uh, was 1988,
88.
produced by the late Joe Levert, my big brother. Yep, we got our first number one record in 1988, man. I was
88.
still in high school. I had just graduated high school.
And see, I'm gonna let you know now. Like that was before I'm born in '91, so I kind of
Oh,
missed
okay.
that era. But I
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
you ask anybody I like that know me, they're like, yo, this is the oldest dude you probably ever gonna meet in the young
That's
life.
funny, man.
Because
That
like
is funny.
I did my research, man. Because in '88, like y'all had it was competition. Y'all
A
had
lot.
how much did Chucky Booker like influence like y'all sound?
He was it. Chucky Booker, he produced what? Favorite Girl on My Heart. Uh, Chucky did like 3 songs on the first album. He produced the second single, My Heart. So between him and Gerald Levert, that was our sound. You know what I'm saying? Chucky, with My Heart, he was the reason for the season for that sound. That's his sound. You know what I mean?
Man, Chucky's still out there doing this thing too, man. I
Oh
appreciate him
yeah.
for doing that.
Oh yeah, that's my big bro. We're working on some new stuff too.
Man, and speaking back then too, another friend asked, they was like, did y'all get anything from the Troop branding, like the shoes and the jackets? Did y'all get anything from that?
No, we didn't. We weren't affiliated with the people who own the merchandise. So, they allowed us to use the jackets and videos and stuff, but excuse me, we weren't affiliated with those people directly. So
Do you wish you were? Because I heard that so.
um, I wish I owned it right now.
Because I think they still selling it. I think the website's still up and running.
Yeah,
Like they still
they
selling
are.
it. And I thought it had something to do with y'all. I'm like, Troop had a clothing brand. I'm like, yo, that's dope.
Man, yeah, that would have been so fly, man.
I'm like, none of the jackets got wings on it. I'm like, you got to spread your wings.
Right.
Like nothing,
right,
nothing. Okay, cool, got you.
right,
But
right.
man, what's another thing I wanted to ask you? Speaking of that, like how Chucky Booker influenced your sound, and everything.
Yeah.
Who was y'all's biggest competition back then? Back in the late '80s, early '90s.
Well,
Who?
honestly, it was a lot of After Seven, New Edition, Bobby Brown, Michael Jackson, MC Hammer. It was so much, man. Rob Bass,
Yeah, I had to compete with hip hop
Chalet.
and R&B. Like y'all had to do
Yeah,
both.
yeah, it was everything, man. Guy, Tony. I mean, it was nothing but competition. Like the whole. I mean, the whole existence at that time was competition with all these hot artists, man. It was ridiculous. To be number one on top of all those people really meant something, you know.
And everybody like was dancing around that time, had the suits on, dancing and everything. And then like I would watch High Five, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that'll be a dance battle for your ass. Troop and High Five. I'm like, yo, but y'all had the back. Nobody was doing backflips, but y'all. Like it was. I'm like that right there.
Yeah.
You won the battle. You won it. Like
Yeah, we were serious about the choreography, man.
who was the choreographer for y'all? Who taught y'all the steps?
Rodney Benford and myself out of the group, we did most of the choreography in the group. Of course, everybody had something to say here and there at certain parts, but Rodney is the main choreographer, but I always assisted with him because we were the most serious dancers in the group, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when we worked on videos and stuff, you know, we worked with the likes of Tony Basil, Jeffrey Daniels, Barry Lather. We've worked with a lot of different choreographers as well.
Man, and that's how y'all stood out, because a lot of groups like after that they was like, yo, we vocal, we don't want to do all that moving around because you know that's gonna mess with our vocals. But like y'all, we're like, you know what, we're gonna do both. We're gonna kill this 3-minute routine and then we're gonna come sing like we just didn't dance.
Yeah.
Like this, that's how that's gonna do. Oh man, so
that, man.
You named all your competition, but who is the group or the artist, like every time they drop something, y'all was like, damn, that was good. We need to come with it next time.
New Edition DVD, yeah. New Edition. Anybody in that clique, man? Anybody in New Edition? Those were the guys that we were going after in the sense of integrity and style. You know, New Edition had it all. Yeah. So we wanted to be like them, you know, but be true and be individual. But that was our standard, to be like New Edition.
Because I think I looked at the Attitude album and then I looked at their Any Heartbreak album, and y'all had the suit game on fleek. Like y'all was killing the suit game. I'm like, okay, that was the competition right there.
Yep, no question, man. Because we didn't know how New Edition was coming. You know, they had been gone for a minute, so we thought we were getting ready to slip in before they came back, and they was coming with Any Heartbreak, man. If it is love,
man,
like, shit, here they go, man.
But hey, at the end of the day, everybody got their bag. Like y'all had y'all's thing. Yeah. They went on and did the DVD. Bobby Brown went off and did his own thing. So it's like seeing them break off and do other things. Did you want to go off and, you know, go solo and do something at the time when everybody was doing that? How Aaron Hall went solo and everything?
No, you know, I never was excited about going solo once I got in the group. I always wanted the songs and the best stuff for the group. Mm-hmm. But as a producer and writer, yeah, I wanted to venture out and produce and write for other people. I definitely wanted to do that. But as an artist, no, I really didn't get a bug I wasn't tripping on going solo because it was so much fun being in a group and performing and having people with you. So that wasn't really a big thing to me, it's going solo during that time.
So there wasn't no 5 heartbeats moments where you pulled a flash. It's like, yo, I'm dropping the album in 3 weeks. Forget these guys. I'm gone.
I wasn't the one in the group doing that. You know, I was a big Troop fan, man. I thought Troop could be the biggest group on the planet. So that was kind of my focus, you know.
And y'all end up being that, because when All I Do came out, I'm talking like I was there when it came out. When All I Do came out, it's very few artists that can make a remake of a song and the song is better than the original.
Yeah.
In my opinion, y'all's version is the best version ever of All I Do. And how do you feel like that song is still out there, you know, making waves? How do you feel about that?
Well, I love it because, man, when you start out in this business, you pray that you can get one song that people remember you forever. You know, of course you want to be like the Isleys and have 1 million songs that people love, or Stevie Wonder. But if you're fortunate enough to get that one song that makes people remember you forever, you know, that's what you get in the business for. And we got that with All I Do Is Think of You. I love it. You know, I love the fact that it's still played on the radio every day somewhere. You know, wish I had wrote it. But Hey, I love, I'm appreciative of being a part of such a great song, and to have it compared to Michael and the Jacksons, the greatest ever. It puts us at a mention of some high society, high class stuff. So I love it. I can't complain about it.
Did any of the Jacksons reach out to y'all? I was like, yo, y'all did y'all thing on this right here.
Oh, no question, man. Michael loved it. Jermaine, Jackie, Janet, everybody loved it, man. Everybody loved it. Jackie, he talked about how Michael called everybody in the family. Man, these guys did our song, man. They did our song, man.
And murder.
So yeah, they loved it for sure, man. They were really appreciative. Came to some of the concerts, Jackie and Jermaine. So we got a chance to chop it up with them. They loved it.
And that's your idol. So I know that was an out of body experience for you. I'm like, man,
Out of
Jackson
body
heard me.
experience. Yep.
And
Yep.
then years down the line, y'all were that group that like another group sampled it. And I think B5 sampled All I Do.
Yep. Exactly. Our version. Exactly.
And how did you feel about that?
I thought it was cool, man. For the generation that they were repping coming up, I thought it was cute for the day for them. I thought it was cool. You know what I mean?
And I hated it, not because they didn't do their thing. My sister was a big fan of them, so I heard it I'm like, yo, like just play the original. Just
Yeah,
play
just play Truth's
just play
version.
Truth. She was
Yeah,
like, no,
exactly.
I like the little light skinned dudes with this. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like a group full of Albie Shores, man. That's the last thing I need right now.
Right,
Last thing. But man, y'all had
right,
so
right.
all I do. So that's
That's
the
funny.
classic. They play it at least 8 times in Atlanta every day. Like
Yeah,
heard
man.
it.
Yeah, it's still
104.
a
They
big
like, guess
song.
what we playing again? Then I hear the piano intro. I'm like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
sing it for the eighth time
we
today.
need
But
to do a new video to it. We need to do a new video to it and treat it like it's our single right now.
hey, yeah, and y'all still got the moves to do it, bro. Hey,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So that comes out and y'all skyrocket. Y'all on Arsenio,
Yeah.
and I heard once you go to Arsenio, like that was it. Like you up out of here. Like
Well, what happened with Arsenio before we got to All I Do Is Think of You? Soon as we released that album, we released a song that I wrote, actually my first top 5 record, a song called I'm Not Souped.
uh-huh.
And Arsenio loved the song, man. He loved the video and he loved the song. And just every night on his show, once that video came out, he would show a piece of the video. And then he was talking about, man, we got to get Troop on the show. We got to get Troop. And then before you know it, he was doing a countdown to Troop. And he did this whole 2 weeks or so countdown until we came on the show. And it was huge, man. Arsenio blew us up.
Arsenio was
He
a
changed
fan of
our
a
life.
lot of people. He helped a
Yeah.
lot of people. Like he
Yeah, he
loved
changed our
y'all.
life. Sure.
He loved y'all. He loved the Rude Boys. He loved there's a couple groups on there that was on there multiple times. I'm like, yo, Arsenio's a fan. 'Cause I know,
Right. Right.
man,
He was an angel for us, without a doubt.
definitely. Um, out of most of the songs that y'all did, like, what do you think is the most underrated song that you think should have like really blew up at the time?
Uh, I think That's My Attitude could have been a big smash. We did a song called Audacity that I love. I think Audacity is on the Mayday album. I think
Hmm.
Audacity was a great song. But just in the time when we were really hot, I think, I don't know, either I Will Always Love You or That's My Attitude. I thought one of those could have been really big. Teddy Riley bit us and came out with Let's Chill, and he blew up off of what we was doing. So I was like, damn, I at least wanted I Will Always Love You to be, a big record for us.
And I Will Always Love You is like one of my faves, man. Like
Yeah,
y'all
mine
did
too,
y'all
man.
damn thing on that song.
Yeah, thank you, man.
And your,
Yeah,
your your pen game is strong because like after the group thing, you went on and started writing for other artists, producing other artists, and everything.
yeah.
So what made you get from behind the microphones? You like, you know what? I want to help people get to where they need to go.
Well, once I witnessed Gerald Levert and Chucky Booker and all of these Joyce Irby, all these awesome producers producing us, I fell more in love with their job than my job. the concept of creating something from nothing made me feel more in alignment with who I was as a creator. So I wanted to be like Babyface. I wanted to be like Gerald and Chucky. You know, I wanted to be another one, a Lionel Richie. And I just fell in love with that notion. So I just, once we went through our little hiatus or whatever, I took all those songs and every song that I was creating and I just pushed it out to other people. And before you know it, man, I was a part of a production company called the Underdogs, and we were just writing for everybody, man.
Okay.
You know how the universe works, man. You put one foot out there towards yourself, and the universe gives you triple time, right, to help you. You know.
Exactly, and I, like I said, you learn something new every day. Like I said, I did my research, and I did not know you had a hand in "Take You Down" by Chris Brown, and I'm like, yo,
Oh, man.
I
Yo,
didn't
yeah,
like. I'm listening to the song all these years. I'm like, yo, this is and I know why I like it so much now. I'm like, oh, Steven had a
yeah,
damn hand in
yeah,
this,
yeah. Take You
man.
Down. That concept. Take You Down was my concept.
Man, and some of the songs that you
Yeah.
write for people, do you wish you like, damn, I should have kept that and put that on my album?
Well,
Like,
only if I was in a position to blow it up. Like if I had a record deal myself and Atlantic was putting albums out on me and certain songs, yeah, I was like, dang, I would keep that. But if I'm not the artist, if I'm not in the position to promote the song and make it hot, I love for it to be on whoever's going to be in that position, you know, whether it's Chris,
mhm.
B2K, whoever. As long as they're in the position to make it hot and it make them hot, I'm with it,
Okay, okay. So
you know.
we're in the day and age now where we're under quarantine. So music artists are singing online. They're doing versus battles. Um, who do you think you and New Edition can go head to head in the versus, or any other group that you think would
I
go?
don't know, man. Like, I mean, it would be ideal for Troop and New Edition to do it because we got songs,
Hmm.
but I think New Edition would get us based on their longevity. They got more songs. Like
And then the
New
solo
Edition can
shit.
play. Yeah, they can. Well, they can do even if they just stay with New Edition. They could do Candy Girl, Jealous
Hmm.
Girl. Is this the end? I'm leaving you
Yeah.
again. I mean, the list just goes. Those guys got a lot of songs, man. So it would be fun to do it because we got a few oldies but goodies to throw in there and people like those songs. But as far as song for song, I don't know, man. I think we would have to be more in alignment with, shoot, I don't know. um I don't know, man. That's pretty tough. We got some strong songs, but I don't know.
Because
I
some
don't
people, I mean,
know.
some people just have no, like, they have their own lane, and then like you like, damn, it couldn't be
Yeah,
no
it's like I don't
competition.
know. I don't know. Like I could say Tony, or something like that.
But you also have to pick a group that can also dance too. You like, man,
Oh yeah, see, I don't. Yeah, New Edition. Well, then it would only be New Edition.
okay, okay.
New
I,
Edition. Yeah, New Edition would be the group that Troop would go up against in a versus on a shake hand gentleman's basis.
yeah.
They
So
got songs, man. You know, we got songs, and we got a lot of hidden jewels too. But that would be something else right there.
because even though like y'all had your albums before the '80s ended, but to me, one of my favorite songs by y'all again, "Sweet November."
Okay.
Man,
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs too. That's on the third album. That I actually produced the third album. I did the majority of the production on the third album, and Sweet November turned out to be a #1 record for us.
because I knew the song was gonna be fire because like y'all didn't give the song no time to come in. Like as soon as the song started, I'm like, he already on the vocals. I'm like, he couldn't wait to hop on the track. He couldn't wait. I'm like, oh, and then the song's 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Like the song is about to go. And
Yeah, man.
and every group, like I talked to Joey from the Rude Boys. I'm like, yo, him and Buddy were the perfect duo on songs. Like you and Alan, man.
Yep.
Like
Same
shout out to the
thing.
rest of the guys, but like you and Alan, like y'all were the duo. Y'all were the
Yeah.
bouncing off each other. Like you'll do a note, he'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit you with this
Yeah.
note. See where you go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I know y'all are tight. Y'all had a remake
Yeah.
of "Lady in My Life" recently. Was
Yeah. We just recently released "Lady in My Life."
Mhm.
just to give the fans some more of what we do, you know, and
Hmm.
it's getting a really good response right now.
Because
You
like
know,
for a
we're
long time,
independent, so
y'all was just y'all going on the road as four instead of five.
yeah,
Because Alan
yeah,
was on doing his own thing. So
yeah.
how was it different, like not having him there, and then like did you have to pick up extra slack and sing his parts, or was it how would that work?
Yeah, that was an opportunity for John to sing more live, you know. So John stepped up and was, to people's surprise, he was singing more of the songs when we performed live until Alan was done doing his thing.
Hmm.
But you know, when you perform around the world with somebody, you know, and everybody knows, like Five Heartbeats, everybody knows the parts of the Temptations movie where
Yeah,
you're waiting for Alan to come in on his part, you know. So
yeah.
all that was difficult, you know, performing without him being the main lead singer. It was kind of indifferent, but you know, just to feed our families, you have to do what you have to do, you know.
I know you was calling and cussing him out every time y'all got off stage. Like,
Ev-
get your ass here! Like, what are
Every
you doing?
day, every day, man. You're killing us, bro. You're killing us, man. You
Man,
know.
and
So,
and I know y'all had y'all fair share of disagreements with the group because I watched
oh
your
yeah.
unsung
Okay.
and the album where it was just you, Alan, and then the guy in the back. When I tell you,
Meet you.
when I saw that album, like it wasn't fun, but I laughed. I'm like, yo, this is different from the previous albums. It's just like it's like
Something was going on.
y'all went from R&B singers to like these like it looked like y'all was just like y'all ready to whoop somebody's ass at the point. Like
Right.
you had the flannel on, Alan in the back like that, and the dude just ain't got a shirt on. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah,
But
we
it was a
you
good
know,
album though.
actually yeah, it was a good album, and it was actually a original troupe album, all the original members.
Uh-huh.
But we had some indifferences in the studio with some of the guys and the producer Demetrius Ship, who ended up on the album cover. And so by the time we finished spending all that time recording those songs and the other guys hadn't participated,
Hmm.
you know, we still had to turn something in, and we were torn between uh, calling it something new or, you know, calling it troop, since me and Alan sing everything anyway. So it was like that, you know. It was a little funny time for us, but just as far as business was concerned, we had to turn the album in, and the other guys hadn't participated, so that's why it turned out like that. But it was actually recorded as a troop record, you know.
So when they go back and look at the album, like, do you still be like, damn, that's why I left you off the album? Like,
Well, you know, for me, you know, it was such a learning lesson for me, the whole ordeal. You know, I just hope that the other members, if they haven't, you know, I hope they get to a point to where they see, you know, we create our own realities. And if you're not on that record, what was your part in not being on it? You know, I would rather them look
yeah,
at it like that than look at it with any kind of, you know, disdain or some kind of resentfulness or something, because it was another album in our journey, you know. Regardless, it was another record that explained something that was going on in our journey. So, you know, I appreciate it, you know.
yeah. And like I said, it was a great album, but I like looking at that, I'm like, yeah, they're having problems right now.
There's
But
something going on
it's a
right
dope
now. Yeah,
album. Though.
yeah, man. But you know, originally, Alan or myself, that was not the intention. That
Yeah.
decision came after all of the recording, after all the songs was done. Um, During the entire process of record that album, we never considered it to be what it looked like afterwards. It was the original five. It was everybody. We were doing it for that purpose. But, you know, once the other guys didn't come around and help us finish, you know, at the end, we was like, well, shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, Meech is in here with us, helping us do all this stuff, man, and really dedicated with us. You know, forget it. You know, we just did it. You know, we were independent at that time. So it was like, you know, we can turn around and do another album in next year. And, you know, that's how we were looking at it, you know.
Exactly.
So,
Did
yeah.
did you or do you have any I'm sure you have plenty, but do you have any regrets, like anything you would have done differently from the start of your career to now?
Well, I'm as a grown man, I'm gonna take away regrets, right? I'm gonna
Okay.
look at it from a mature standpoint for my own benefit. I'm gonna say that I appreciate my journey. I appreciate all of the lessons that I gained with the decisions that I did make. If there was an opportunity for me to go back and change some decisions, hell yeah. You know, yeah, would I not uh, leave the first production company that I started with? No. Would I
Okay.
have broken the contract right in the middle of our momentum? Hell no.
Okay.
You know, I just there's several things that I would have changed as far as the momentum of troop and what the momentum we had. I would have never interrupted that ever, knowing what I know now.
And that's like that's very adult. Like that's the adult thing to say because
Yeah.
some cats would be like, "Man, hell no, it's all their fault. Like it's not me." No,
Oh,
you owned up to
we
your.
create our, we create our own realities, man. Troop was making every time we dropped a record, it was a number one record, top five record. So the universe had us. We can't complain about anything. The universe abided by our wants and needs and put us right in the position to have and become what we wanted to become. If you lose sight in that, you're responsible. You get
Absolutely,
what I'm saying?
I feel you.
You're responsible for being on purpose about the outcome of your experience. If you get blindsided, if you get too uh, loose or forgetful or arrogant or whatever you want to call it, you get too beside yourself and make decisions that counterbalance the energy that's propelling the momentum. That's your ass.
Absolutely. Like I said,
You know,
y'all came up in a very competitive era because
period.
like now I don't think there are any R&B groups out now. Not
Not
like
at all.
I think the
Not
last
that's
one.
meaningful. Yeah, not that's meaningful or impactful to the young female audience. B2K,
I think Day 26 was the last one.
Day 26 is probably the last group that came along um, that had some momentum.
Mindless behavior. They had the girls
That
going crazy.
Mindless Behavior I would consider them more of what I'm talking about. That where they were super impactful.
Uh-huh.
For a certain kind of a genre of kids. None of that exists today. You know,
And why do you think that is? Do you think just groups can't get along, or do you think it's like just not what is hot right now?
well, I just don't think it's hot right now because Migos is a group. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Migos is a group, so there's your group right there, and because we're not separated, you don't have two separated genres of music and black music. you know, um, Migos went out. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
know, there's no R&B group that could even compete with the Migos. I mean, if somebody put one together, they could, but as it stands, the Migos is the hottest group. So it's like, unless you're an R&B group, and then our music was so sad, it's almost like you got to copy somebody else
Hmm.
for people to even
Yeah,
put you on or want interested. Being totally original is not what is attractive. So for R&B, we're in trouble because you know all the music in the rap game, not saying it's all the same, but it's on the same frequency.
yeah,
It's on the same hum, the same low frequency that makes the speakers do what they do is all the same. And
exactly.
R&B is not that. R&B is a love music.
Hmm.
R&B music makes you cry, laugh, smile, feel good, feel sad, feel lonely. R&B is expansive. The music that's dominating today is one thing. It's just on one frequency. So as long as we're on that frequency, the music for R&B and the medicine that R&B is going to struggle because R&B is not that frequency.
And you are absolutely right because I get in the car, turn on the radio. Like I don't move unless it's something like from like a Tony Braxton song. So I'm like,
Come
okay,
on, man.
this sounds
Come
different.
on. It
I can
sounds
I can
different.
hear what era it's from. I'm like, okay, this is Mary. This is definitely first or second album
It's a
Mary.
different
Like,
energy. And
yeah,
it's a different energy. It's medicine. It's like you're getting ready to get a dose of medicine.
and the songwriting is different. Like it's like how you were raised isn't how these new songwriters are raised. They don't know
Yeah.
nothing about
Yeah.
anything. So
Every melody is the same and catchy the
mhm,
same. You know, you might do it, you know, this guy's talk box might be a little tighter or stronger than this guy, but it's all in that same frequency, man. There's no diversity in black music. And right now all black music is trap, dance, hip hop music. It's
exactly.
R&B is not a part of that, you know, which is sad. There's so many talented R&B artists, you
And
know.
that's why I'm doing this podcast right here because I need y'all to I need y'all to get recognized because I'm in Atlanta. A lot of R&B artists live here. It's like when I go to
Yeah.
Detroit, I see a lot of the Motown people there in Walmart, Kroger, just normal people. I'm like, you Mary Wells. She's like, yeah, how you doing, sweetheart? I'm like, you know who you are? Like, what are you doing here? And
Yeah.
then Atlanta, like I saw Tony Terry in Walmart the other day. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And he's like, man,
Yeah.
just doing what I do.
Doing
So
what I do, man.
it's hard seeing like y'all not getting y'all's recognition. Like it has to be something special because Chris Rock, I believe, hosted the BET Awards and he bought y'all out. Correct?
Say that again.
'Cause, Chris Rock hosted the BET Awards and he bought y'all out, right?
Yes, exactly.
How did that feel? You was like, oh man, finally we about to get
Yeah.
our thing
Well,
together again.
I was just thinking that it was cool to be recognized years after. You know, you always want to know that people appreciate your work. So when we got the call to do that, you know, of course we appreciated, you know, just the look and the opportunity to get back on the road again. You know, that would be the opportunity for people to see us and, you know, we start working again, which it did, you know.
Mhm.
But I thought it was great, man, you know, because and for some reason nowadays, you know, except for the likes of Charlie Wilson, you know, they count you out in your own music. They count you out in your own field of music just because of a certain age. And it's so disheartening because most people get better as they get older. They don't get worse. So,
Absolutely.
you know, they count you out after you're 30 years old, and at 35, 40, you're amazing. It's like, you know, there's a lot of music being missed, man. So, you know, one of the ups to being able to put music out on your own and create your own industry, that's one thing I appreciate about it, because now you can't stop people from putting out their own music. You know, now it's just up to promoting it and marketing it where people can see it, you know.
And
But
there's
at
also
least,
there's pros and cons to being able to put out because now it's so much music in the world that we're actually missing out on whoever did put out something of quality.
right.
It's drowned out. So do you think if social media and everything existed back when y'all came out, do you think it would have helped or hurt y'all?
We would have been amazing. We would have been the next new edition. We would have been Boys to Men. Before Boys to Men came and did that 15 million, we would have did that easy.
Man, because
We would have did
I
that
can't
easy.
imagine how social media would have been back then, man. It would have been like it really
Crazy.
would have been the gauntlet for y'all, man.
Yeah.
Everybody
Especially
like
how as aggressive as we were and how serious we were. We were like a pit bull, raging bull at that time, man. We were kicking ass, man. Our momentum was so strong. With social media, man, we would have been a serious group, man, to contend with. Especially another couple hit records, we
mhm.
were out of here. Troop was out of here. You know what I mean?
And
But you know, you have to make room for those it's meant for. Jodeci and Boys to Men came right in, picked right on up, kept it going. You know, thank God for them.
they definitely kept that going because like if you look after Jodeci, every group after them was sort of modeled after them. They had the four guys.
Yeah, that dancing shit was over. Nobody was even gonna.
did
Uh-uh. Nah,
did no
Troop
did,
burned that
did
out.
nobody dance after Jodeci? Nobody was.
No, Boys to Men did a little bit, and that was it.
I think the only time I
B2K,
saw them dance was the doom 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 da da like that.
that's
That's
it.
it. Then after that, they was like, look, that's it. Like we
Yeah,
vocalists. We ain't doing all that no more.
yeah,
But
Drew.
after
Yeah.
I think Drew Hill was like the tell me prance. Like that
Oh
was
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and Woody
yeah.
hated that. Like I always every time I see him, I'm like, tell me. He's like, bro, stop. Like, please. I'm
He
like,
hated.
you gotta do it. You gotta do it. He's like, I don't. I'm
That was
like,
funny, man.
man, it's like it's a blessing that y'all are still here, still touring,
Yeah,
everything. People still know
yeah,
you, they still love you. I'm
yeah.
glad my mom ain't here because I told her I was interviewing you. She was like, you interviewing who? I'm like, Stephen Russell. She's like, oh my God, tell him. I'm like, she left. Like she
Tell her I
but
said hello.
I got you, man. I got you. But I
Yes, sir.
understand, like I told you I was a comic. So
Yeah.
there's a comedian that loves y'all that I noticed that you do all her birthday parties, and that's Lunel.
Oh
So
yeah, that's my buddy.
Lunel loves y'all, and I've watched y'all's
Terry
shows.
Holcomb is one of my best friends. I'm working on his album right now.
He
He's
did mention you. I remember he mentioned you at one point. He was like, "Yeah, Steven, that's my dude." I'm like, "Yo, Corey,
yeah,
Corey got a
yeah,
love for
that's my
R&B. That's
guy.
what I'm talking about."
Yeah.
Man, so how did y'all and Lunel link up? Did y'all from the same area pretty much? Though?
Well, just by way of friends, me and Lunel share a couple mutual friends, and I have a radio show called The Heart of R&B that I co-host with Michelet,
Okay.
and she was gonna start throwing these extravagant birthday parties, and she's a fan of Troop, and so she asked us to start doing her birthday parties, every now and then. So that's just what we've been doing.
Man, and that's a blessing right there because you like
Oh
you got
yeah,
fans. Like she
yeah,
she's a great comedian. She's a great comedian of her stature. So she's like, yo, I'm a fan
yeah,
of these guys. I'm gonna have a birthday
yeah,
party. They're gonna perform. So
yeah. I love that, man.
that's dope. I've met her a couple times. Like the first time I met her, she definitely put me in my place. She
Oh yeah, she's something else. She's
man,
something
so
else, man.
because I was at the time I met her, I was probably a year, maybe two into comedy, and I walked in the green room. I think she was having a bad day already. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I love to meet you. Can I get a picture with you? I'm a big fan. She's like, sit your ass down. I'm like, oh boy. She's like, how long you been doing comedy? I'm like, a year and a half. Well, you can't call yourself a comedian until you've been doing this 20 years like me. You ain't shit until then. Until then, good day. Here's your picture. I'm like, damn. Now
Don't
looking
come here
back
with
at
that
that,
comedian.
I'm like, you know what? I see where she was coming from. I see exactly where she was coming from.
Because you're going after it, and you just attach the title to it.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that like she definitely like I understand now. She's like, it's so many people like you can get on the internet tomorrow and be a comedian. Like you
Call
just put up
myself
a
a
funny
comedian.
video. And then the comedy club's gonna start booking you. They're like, yo, Steven Russell put up a funny video. You know what? Tomorrow he
Yeah,
headlined. We're gonna put him up.
yeah.
That's how easy it is.
But actually becoming a comedian is something. It's time.
Can you see yourself doing it?
I make people laugh, but as far as setting up a joke and having a punchline, I don't know. That seems kind of hard, man.
he's like, I can write you an album, but I can't write a joke.
Yeah, I can give you a joke that's a funny idea, but as far as I don't know, nah, I ain't there yet, man. Not as far as being a comic, Nah.
I feel you. Out of all you fellas in the group, who was the funniest? Who was the ladies' man? Who was the serious one? Like, who break down the different personalities of all y'all, man.
Okay, Reggie was the high energy ladies man.
Mm-hmm.
Rodney was Rodney had a lot of energy at that time, but he was reserved. He wasn't so much of an extrovert. He was kind of an introvert.
That's the one that had the curls down to the side.
Sort of a ladies man. He wasn't tripping off of the girls extra. He did, but it wasn't his thing. Wasn't just that. John really quiet, super ladies man. Very very quiet. You can't sneaky. You have to catch John. Alan definitely more serious when it came to certain things. Definitely a ladies man. We all were ladies man.
Yeah.
I was more serious overall about everything, and still, I consider myself fun, because we always had fun, but I was very serious about everything from the songs to the choreography, to who shot the videos, to who we work with. I was kind of intense, man.
Hey, you got to be when you in an industry like that. You got to
Man, I
be.
was intense, man.
So before I wrap it up, I needed a embarrassing story from you. Like did anything embarrassing happen to you on stage? Anything you was like, damn, did I trip and fall in front of somebody? Like anything happen? A malfunction?
Man, it's so funny you said that. We were performing in Cleveland, man, at this club. And in '88, when we got out of school, they hadn't put dress shoes with the rubber bottoms on the bottom. And so I was used to doing Michael Jackson. So I was used to using those kind of penny loafer type shoes. But one night we were performing and I hit somehow the heel of my shoe came off, and the heel has under the shoe is just those nails under
Yeah.
there. And when it hits the floor, it's just totally slippery, man. So I did the splits or something and couldn't come back up. And it was so embarrassing, man. It was so embarrassing. Oh, it was so embarrassing. I'll never forget that, man. But my shoe was broke, But I just I kicked those shoes off and just kept performing. So I played it off, but I was totally embarrassed, man.
Did the crowd make like that ooh sound? Ooh.
But you could tell they were looking. They didn't really dog me out, but you could tell they was looking like, okay, come on. They was rooting for me to get it together.
Man, that is hilarious. Because because aren't you happy social media didn't exist back then? Because that would have been on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm so happy. That would have been on YouTube for sure, man. That would have been on YouTube.
Because not everybody gets the Beyonce treatment. Because she fall, they take it off YouTube. They block and delete it. I'm like, why I can't see her fall? She that big of a queen? Damn. When Stephen Russell fall, everybody gotta see this.
Man. You're gonna see it everywhere.
And you was the only one that bust your ass? Like you was the only one?
No, I've seen Reggie fall. I've seen these girls grab Rodney and almost break his neck, just pulling his hair. We've had some stuff, man. We've had some stuff.
And that's the life of an R&B singer. Comics don't get that treatment. We either get booed or beat up after a show.
Right.
That's it. Man. So you got you have anything you got anything coming up? Anything you want to promote before we get out of here, man?
Well, yeah, I want to promote my new movie, my first film, my first cult classic called Day One. It's a hood classic, urban film, 10 episode series that's almost finished. I'm promoting that. And I just released a new album called Trapsody under my alias, Lil Steve. People always call me Lil Steve since I was young. So I have a new album called Trapsody, and with 2 new singles, New Ho and In My Feelings. And everybody go check it out. Check out the new music. We got new troop music coming. We're getting ready to go in the studio and start recording. So
yeah,
just be on the lookout, man. And we don't stop around here.
That's what I'm talking about. Tell the people where to follow you on social media if you want them to follow you.
Okay, you can follow me on social media at Stephen Russell Harts, RussellHarts. You can follow me on my clown page, Steve is Crazy. You can follow Official Troop. You can follow Steve of Troop Fan. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Russell Lang Harts. I'm everywhere, man.
Man, got about 20 pages.
Hey, we got marketing to do, bro.
I feel you. Man, Steve, this has been an honor, dude. I really appreciate you for doing this with me. I'm gonna keep in touch with you, man. Anytime you come to town, I'm gonna hit you, and I'm gonna be there doing every dance move. Y'all, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn every dance step.
I might be moving down there, so that might be more than what you think.
Hey, come on, man. Hey, we wide open, as you can see on Shade Room, everything. We wide open. So
well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
Thank you so much, Steve, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is episode 4 of Love to Laugh podcast. Thank y'all so much. I'm out.
Peace.